welcome back to my channel, or indeed welcome if you're new to my channel. Today I've just come on to do a makeup look with you. I'm going to use products that I've already used before on my channel, but I'm also going to use some new products that I haven't already shown. So yeah, as foundation today, I got hold of the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation in the shade Mont Blanc. So I got hold of the full size. This actually does come with a pump, because a lot of NARS foundations didn't used to have the pump with them. So that's handy. You would have to buy that separately normally. So that's good. So I'm excited to use this because I did use up my whole sample pot that I got in store when I was colour matched. On my skin already I have the Invisible Flawless Poreless Primer by Charlotte Tilbury. I bought myself a new one of these because I have just about run out of my first one that I've got. I've cut this open because just a little tip, if you cut these open there's quite a few days product left inside, just so you're not wasting any of your expensive products. So yeah, I've got that on my skin already, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started and apply the NARS foundation. So I'm just going to pump that straight onto my brush, just using the Hollywood complexion brush by Charlotte Tilbury. So that's a couple of pumps on there. I'm just going to start applying that to my face. I love this foundation, it's so nice. It's very natural. It's very natural on the skin, and the coverage is just so good. And just make sure that it goes right up to the hairline, so it's all nice and blended in to the skin. Okay, I'm just going to carry on blending that in and then I'll be back. I don't want to bore you with sitting here blending it all day. I've also applied my colour corrector by Charlotte Tilbury and my Beautiful Skin concealer by Charlotte Tilbury as well. I've got a little bit of pink eyeshadow on because my camera cut off, so I apologise for that, but we'll go back to what I'm doing. So today I'm going to use the Bridgerton palette by Pat McGrath. This is the Mothership Diamond of the First Water palette, and this is what the colours look like in there. So yeah, I've started off with this top middle shade. I'm just putting that into my crease, so I'll just carry on with that. That's a pretty shade though. It's not as intense as it looks in the pan. And then I'm just going to do the same the other side. As far as I'm aware, this palette is still available on the Pat McGrath website. And I think you can get it from a few other realtors as well. I think Selfridges stock it, and yeah, I think it's Selfridges and obviously Pat McGrath itself. Okay, so that looks nice, just a nice wash of the pink shade. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the darkest shade in the palette, which is this bottom one here. It's the bottom left shade. I'm just going to take that on the outer corner. And these are Pat McGrath shades, so they are pigmented. Look how pigmented that is. I just went a bit heavy with that, so I'm just going to buff that in. Should be fine, so don't worry. I know it looks a bit scary, but don't worry, it should be fine in a minute. just blending that in. And I'll just do the same on the other side, just taking a little bit, tapping off the excess there. And I'll just go in this side and do the same. That deepens up the outer corner nicely. I'm just going to go in a little bit more this side. Okay, so that's deepened up the outer corner. Just cleaned my brush off a little bit. I'm just going to go in with this sort of richer shade here. I'm just going to go in with a little bit of this. Just a little bit further in than that darker shade. Just blend that in there. This will all come together in the end. And then I'm just going to clean my brush off again. And now I'm going to go in with the bottom middle shade, which is this pretty shade here. And I'm just going to pop that all over the lid. Taking it over to what I've just done over there on the outer edge, and then the same over here. And then what I'm going to do to finish off the eye look is I'm going to take, see this lovely pretty blue here? I'm going to take that shade and I'm going to apply that over the top. This is a really pretty shade. I'm just going to apply that over the top, see what that looks like. So I'm taking it right into the inner corner, and then I'm just taking it just to this darker shade here, and then leaving it at that. So I'm just going to do the same the other side. Okay, that's what that looks like. Just making sure that that's all blended together. I just need a little bit more of the blue over here. And that's the eyeshadow done. I'm just going to take my concealer and just clean up the edges, because obviously that's a dark shade, so I'm going to just clean that up so that that looks nice and neat and tidy. So just stick a bit of concealer each side. So that cleans that up nicely, and then same the other side. Okay. So let's clean that up lovely, and now I'm just going to pop some mascara on. So I'm going to use the Max Stack mascara, and I've already showed this quite a few times. We'll use this mascara today. So that's the mascara applied and the finished eye look. It's quite a pretty eye look. I'm just going to put a little bit of Airbrush Flawless powder on. Okay, and then I'm going to move on to bronzer. Bronzer today, I'll show a different one than I normally use. I'm going to use this Dior bronzer, and this is their Forever Natural Bronze. This is in the shade 02 Light Bronze. I'll just open this up and show you what this looks like. That's what that looks like. So I'm just going to apply that. It's with the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer and blush brush. It's a nice shade of bronzer. And I'm just going to do the other side. Mascara's smudging a little bit, it's just because it's hot. Because I'm so hot. Okay, so just making sure that's all nice and blended in. Just do a little bit on the jawline and under my chin, down my neck. Okay, so that's the Dior bronzer. Blush today, I'm going to use the Bridgerton from Pat McGrath. This is her Divine Blush and Glow Trio. Love It Fast Blush. I'll just show you what this looks like. So you get 2 blush shades and 1 highlight. So you get Cherish, Nymphette, and the highlighter is called Venus Nectar. So I'm going to use, I'll try a bit of the Nymphette, which is the middle one. We'll see what that looks like. So I'm just going to try some of that blush. I'm using a different Charlotte Tilbury blush brush. So I'm just going to apply that. So it's a nice blush shade, but I just want a little bit more pink. So just taking my foundation brush a second, just making sure I don't bring that down too far. And I'm just going to take a bit of the Cherish, just take a little bit of that. Looks like it picks up quite a lot, so I'm just going to tap off the excess there, and then just apply a little bit of the Cherish shade, which is my preferred sort of blush shade. I love pink blush. So it does look quite scary when you apply it, but it does blend like a dream. These blend so well, these Pat McGrath blushes. that's the blush. I'm just going to put the rest on my forehead. So that's what that looks like. And then I will use the highlighter from this palette as well. So I'm going to use Charlotte Tilbury's Powder and Sculpt brush and use the highlight shade. Just tap off the excess, and then I'm just going to apply that. It's very pretty. And then just a bit the other side as well. Okay. So that highlight is probably a little bit too dark for me. What I'm just going to do is take my original blush brush and just blend the two together, which then makes it look more my shade. It doesn't look so dark now, so stark. So yeah, that's that applied, and just gonna move on to lips. I'm going to use another Pat McGrath product. As you can see, this is well loved. This is our Astral Flash Dance Lust Gloss. So I'm just going to apply this and show you what this looks like. This is really pretty. Look at that in the tube there. It's gorgeous. Right, I'm just going to apply this to my lips and show you what this looks like. Just apply a coat like that, and then what I'm going to do is go back in and then go over my lips again. To build that up. So yeah, that's the gloss. I'm going to finish off with some setting spray. So I'm just using the MAC Fix Plus Stay Over setting spray. It's just a little tiny one. I'm nearly finished with it. I'm just using this one up. Right, I'll just apply this. I need a lot because it's so hot outside. So I'm just going to let that dry, and I'll be right back. So that's the finished look today. I hope you've enjoyed seeing the products that I've shown you today. If you have any questions, if you leave them below, I'll be happy to answer that for you. If you haven't already, I hope you consider subscribing to my channel and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks, bye.